Hey everyone, Haz here, back again with another war video. This one's War 5 of Season 45. Today we're going in with Kate, Silk and Ghost. Pretty standard team. Ghost is another returning member, which is very nice to see, but Kate and Silk are staples at this point, unless they're banned. So boosting up here, just putting on some war boost. I kind of change between war boost and regular boost, just depending on which one I have more of. But I like to save my war boost until the later half of the season, just in case. Especially if I don't need my normal boost for anything in particular. But I am doing Acropolis at the moment right now, so I'm kind of, trying to use war boost a little more to save my normal boost for Acropolis. But here we got a thing. This one is pretty simple. I've done this quite a few times, but this time doesn't go as smoothly, and you'll see why. So it starts hitting a few regions, which is normally no big deal, just because we can easily outdamage it. Here, I don't know why I went for that heavy. I saw that he was at 14 and I was like, oh, it'd be fine. But no, I still went for it. I don't know why, but it's fine. Took a bit of damage. My cold snap is going to fall off here, which sucks as well. So he's now just regenning up. But I'd rather, save myself from getting hit again and save a potion. Because time wasn't really much of a concern so far. So we're still doing fine. Go ahead, refresh that cold snap. I think I got an early release. I think it was just protection actually that was making it weaker, so that's fine. And then he's at 15, so go ahead and back off, hit his block a bit, and he's pretty much dead here. So it wasn't a terrible fight, it wasn't a bad fight, still finished at over 90%, but it didn't go as smoothly as it usually does. But yeah, it was still fine. So next up here we got a Terrax, and this one is on the Masochism node, so it's a little bit tougher. I'm going to be using Silk for this one, and Silk's pretty good for this fight. I just say that just watch out for Masochism, that's basically it, because it can eat up a couple of your different debuffs. It can eat up your physical resist, it can eat up your stun, or any other debuffs you might place. But in this fight, don't have to worry too much because Decay helps against his rock field damage. I think that's a really great part of Decay, that it can ignore passive damage over time as well, not just from passive shocks or passive incinerates or whatever, but also from actual instant effects and thorns and that type of damage, like Mysterio's damage reflect, Korg's thorns, Terrax's rock field, things like that. So it's really nice, and that goes ahead and closes out that fight. 100% health, pretty nice fight. I didn't think that one was going to be too hard though, again because of Decay. And Silk is just very, very good with Decay. She's incredible. I'm really enjoying Silk. I think I still prefer Kate a little more. Maybe that's because she's ascended, but I also just find her more generally useful than Silk. But both of them are fantastic in War, and I'm so glad that I ranked them both up. So going in here, got a Silk versus Rintrah. I wasn't worried about this fight because Silk is one of the best counters to Rintrah. She's not the best because you still get the neutralize, but she's pretty damn good because she has the rupture duration reduction. She's got really easy access to slow to shut down the unstoppable, and the physical damage means that you don't rely on crits or energy damage, which Rintrah has resistances to, so you're getting your full damage pretty much, which is really nice. And then obviously he is Sugar Pill, so Decay is a great benefit from that as well. Here, big damage, baiting a special one. I'm trying to not trigger the regen if I can help it, just because I'd rather not deal with it, the extra healing, but even if we did get it, Despair would shut most of it down. It's more kind of just like a, I'd rather not trigger it, I guess. And then here, we didn't go for the stun because he's stun immune, so we just go in for a combo into a special and he dies. So, pretty simple fight, finish it pretty much full health again. Going in here, I was thinking about using Kate or Silk. In the past, I have used Kate most times, although Silk could work well as well. I feel like, overall, Silk might be slightly better, just because she can stop the healing more easily than Kate, but Kate's damage over time is definitely much better. So I'd still decide to go with Kate though. I was thinking about it for a while, you could see there, but yeah, we're fine. Again, I've done this fight quite a few times with Kate, so I know what to expect, and I know how it goes, so we're pretty fine with that. I really do like Kate's Riposte. It's a really great way to counter, to A, not take block damage, and B, get an opening to refresh your trick arrows. It's really, really good, and it fits so well with her kit as well. Going in here, heavy refresh. Get a cold snap, which is ticking for nearly 3k a tick, which is very nice. Then I go ahead and shut down that damage reflect with Decay as well, which is awesome. Go ahead here, apply another cold snap, At this point he's melting away. He's taking, you know, what's that, about 6k damage per tick, so way overkill basically. And he goes down, so that's all good. Next up here we've got this Mangog here. This is one of the tough replacements for Mangog, especially with Sugar Pill, just because he goes debuff immune on knockdown with this node. But it shouldn't really be anything to worry about, just because Silk's extremely OP. Yeah, I think the best counter here I'd probably bring would be like Photon's pretty good. Massacre can work, sort of, but again, that's not really ideal. I think She-Hulk's one of the best options though, because she doesn't rely on debuffs for damage. But Silk's pretty good as well. If this isn't Mangog or Sasquatch, I think Kate is then probably the best option, because it's a passive Cold Snap. But with Mangog, you know, he's obviously bleed immune, and he gets energy resist for each one of his hatred charges, plus he can go Cold Snap immune when he's throws special 1 while in rage, so that's not good. So not great for Kate there. And then Sasquatch obviously is Cold Snap resistant by 90%, which is a huge damage reduction for Kate, but she can still do it. You just got to get your special 3 cruelty up, and your fragilities as well, and I guess your Cold Snap if you want some other damage as well. But it's still not ideal for Kate, just because of how the damage works on this node with damage reduction and everything. So I wouldn't really recommend it if you're not too comfortable with Kate, but if you are, then it's still a fine fight. And then yeah, but for Mangog, Silk works okay generally. Not the best, not the worst option. The damage is still fine as long as you're boosted. So yeah, we're going fine here. I think the most important thing, or the most dangerous thing that can happen, is he clips you, crits, removes your Silk Sense, and then he throws a special with like a bunch of prowess. Especially if it's special 2. Because that's about the worst thing that can happen, because you're pretty much dead. If he throws a special at like high prowess, yeah, it's not great. But we're not going to let that happen. So as long as we don't get hit, we're pretty much fine. Any special he throws, if we don't get out of the way, we can just evade it with our Silk Sense, which is fine. Here we get a little cornered, just because of the Unstoppable. I couldn't manage to get my slow off, but it's fine. I know you can throw a special into his Unstoppable and it'll go away, but I'm kind of holding my special so I can do big damage with the Striker, and here we managed to pull that off. We do go in here with another heavy into a special 2, and it's pretty good damage even with the protection up, to be fair. So protection goes off and does about 30k burst damage, which is quite good. Now he's debuff immune, so we just kind of got to play it a little bit. Here, get the Wither, go for special 1 here, try and get some damage off. Get some decent damage. And he's at about 20%, so I know this is pretty much game over now, unless I make a critical mistake. So about another special 1. He's at 9 charges, so I'm a little bit conscious of that. Just want to make sure that I slow my combo a little bit to try and get the Withers up, and then eventually get the slow here. And then we finish off with a Relic. He purifies because of the protection coming back, which is fine. Into a heavy, and he goes down. So that took pretty much 2 minutes, which is fine. Not the quickest fight, but also you can't expect much better considering it's a big Mangog on that node, especially from Silk. But moving on with this Toad, I was thinking of bringing Deathstrike instead, because I do quite like Deathstrike for Toad. The only thing is, because we've got a Bishop later as well, which is pretty good for Deathstrike as well, but I didn't end up bringing her, but Ghost instead, just because I'm a little more comfortable with Ghost. She's rank 5, whereas Deathstrike's rank 1, so a bit of a stat increase there. 6 to rank 5 compared to 7 to rank 1. But Deathstrike would still be really good for this as well. I think I was a bit concerned about the power drain though, so she'd be a bit slower than Ghost, because Ghost you don't really have to dex much, you can just phase, and as long as you don't get too many like shortcuts of Furies expiring and messes up your rotation, you're pretty much fine. And with all the Furies you get from the poisons, it's pretty safe to finish this off in just a couple of special 2s. So I go in here, I parry first, just because if I dex then I can lose some power, and that's not ideal for power boost, but I massively overestimated it. We get pushed to a special 3, which is not great, but we're still fine because the special 3, while it hits pretty hard, more importantly it gives us a little bit of space, and then we can just go ahead and finish off with basics after baiting out a special 2. So that went pretty well as well, about as well as you can hope for a fight like this. You know, maybe aside from the special 3 part, but that's fine. And then next up here, I believe we have this Attuma. Now, I would say I was a little worried for this maybe, just because it's got Conflictor, so he'll purify the concussions at the start of the fight. But as long as you're using a decay attacker, it isn't actually that bad, because you can just parry, which normally you're not supposed to do against them because that'll trigger more thorns, but against the decay attacker, that's only going to help you because, like I said previously on the first fight, your thorns or your decay debuffs, and any debuff you apply for decay will shut down the thorns anyway. So he goes ahead and purifies the concussion, and then unfazed triggers, which I was a little bit concerned about. But then I go ahead and parry a little bit and get some concussions up for him, and that way we can start reducing the hazard shift damage and the thorns damage as well. So he's at 2 here, and I'm thinking just drop a special 1 to make the hydration fall off a little bit quicker, which is nice. And then go ahead here, he's got 4 concussions now, so we're not going to be taking any more damage from bleeds or from thorns or anything like that. But because he has 4 concussions, it means that he's going to trigger more of his hydration per special 1. But that's still not much to worry about because we do have both our cold snaps up. He's at 17 and then he's just dead. So the cold snap does help quite a bit when you're trying to get hydration off you, just because it falls off 30% faster, which is nice. But it's not really required to play that fight. It's just nice with Kate because you get that added bonus, and she just has incredible damage as well. So before everything goes pear-shaped, she can finish the fight quick. Next up, we got a Bishop. This was the actual reason I brought my tech boost for, but I put him on for Toe just in case. So here, got a power start 1 as well. So just gonna end it as soon as possible, really. I'm pretty comfortable fighting Bishop in 1 Battlegrounds with Ghost, so it's not really something I'm concerned about. I don't know why I went for a parry there. Normally I just go for a special 2 off the decks, but I don't know, maybe I wasn't feeling it. It's fine. Here, gonna go in here, get it off the decks there, and then he's almost dead. Didn't quite push me to a special 2, which was a bit unfortunate, but still fine. Another special 2 off here, maybe? No, I'm gonna dex it first. Get clipped by it, which I knew I wasn't gonna die from because I had no prowess. He had no prowess, and I wasn't, full health rank 5 Ghost. I knew I wasn't gonna die even if it did crit, so we're fine. Normally I can dex that just fine. I guess I was just having a bit of a brain fart moment, but that's fine. Here, I could have spent the loyalty on it. Maybe I was worried about boost expiring. I don't know. So, anyway, that's all good. My boost expired anyway, which is interesting. So I guess I just wanted to use units. I don't know. That's fine. So going in here, I think we're going to use a combat regen here, actually. I think I wanted to use a power start 1, but it ended up expiring, so that's fine. So here, it's got combat deja vu prowess and prowess puncture. And it's got conflictor as well. This is a fine fight, to be honest, with Silk. As long as you manage the conflictor and the prowess a little bit, you don't have to worry about anything. Absman can hit pretty hard through block when he's refined in Uru, like he is right now. But aside from that, there's not much to worry about, really. Obviously, he does gain extra physical resistance in Uru, so ideally when we throw specials, he should be in Magma or just out of a form completely. But even if we do throw it in Uru, it's not the end of the world, really. We'll just do another special. Here, trying to anti-bait special 1, because I want to bait special 2, and heavy counter that. Oh, seems like I don't. I think I'm waiting for it to refine, just so I can get my special 2 in, which is probably a smarter move. So get some damage off, he goes for another special, starts regenning, but go for a heavy to lock it down, and then he goes for a special 1, heavy counter that as well to get rid of that. And at this point, I know this special 2 is going to deal some mega damage. I'm kind of a bit nervous with Conflictor pushing him to special 3, so I just throw it heavy real quick, then bait a special 2. Because I could have probably killed him with a special 2, but you always want to be on the safe side in war. Just in case it didn't kill, he would get pushed to a special 3 and then I'd probably be dead. So I'm glad I baited that special and finished it off and took a bit longer, took my time. So that ended up going well. Next up here we have Photon boss. I wouldn't say I was worried for this. I fought Photon before with Kate. I've only fought 1 boss with her, and that was when the Photon boss is already taken down like halfway, so I only had to fight like half a Photon boss. So I was kind of debating whether or not to chuck on Tranquilize first, and I decided to go for it just because if you can keep up the Tranquilize, then there isn't much to worry about in the fight. So you can see here we start off, we get 3 energy vulnerabilities, which is fine. Just trying to limit my hits as much as possible and gain as much power as I can until I get the Tranquilize. So here you can see she's already at 8, which is not that bad. We chuck on Tranquilize here, try and bait out a special. Obviously we can dex it because she's not in pure light form. Go ahead for the punish, And now all we've got to do is keep up our tranquilize and apply one more, and the fight is basically over as long as we can keep those up. But you can see here, it's kind of a bit of a problem. I go in here with a special, get the second tranquilize up, but now she's at a bar of power and she's in pure life form. That was a bit stupid by me. I probably should have baited a special first, but yeah, we're fine. So I just like lock down my block now. I'm just like blocking and hoping she doesn't throw a special, because if she does, that won't be good. But luckily she goes out of pure light form. My tranquilizers are falling off though, so I kind of just say screw it, and I go to cold snap and I try and burst her down with damage, which looking back is definitely the smarter move. I'm definitely going to go with cold snap to start from now on and just try and nuke her down, especially if she's like a 7-star, because you don't need the tranquilizer as much if she's an unduped 7-star. A dupe 7-star would probably be a different story, and maybe I would go for a tranquilize if that was the case. But if it's like a 500k health Photon, I think I can go with cold snap and be pretty fine with it. And besides, even if you don't get tranquilized up, you can still push her into pure light form when she's below a bar, and it's still not that bad. So here we go, just going to activate it again, just like I said, below a bar, so this time I don't have to worry. Go for a heavy counter to pause, and push her back a little bit to get us away from the corner. And then now I'm pretty sure she's just dead. So overall went pretty well, pretty happy with how that went. Yeah, thanks so much for watching guys, have a great day.